So welcome again. Today we shall be learning about moderation analysis in Amos. We shall be looking at moderation analysis in Amos, and this one is as a long tutorial whereby I will be teaching in various videos. So for this particular video, we are going to look at what is moderation analysis. So it is a series. We shall be looking at moderation analysis in Amos, but in this case or in this video we are going to understand what is moderation analysis. So by definition, we say that moderation analysis refers to the process of testing the effect of a moderator variable, on the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So what you are saying is we have the independent variable here, we call it x, and then we have the dependent variable, we call it y. We already know that independent variable affects the dependent variable, but then there comes another variable, another external variable, which affects or which influences this relationship. So what you want to see is how does the third variable we are calling the moderator variable, how does it influence the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. So that one we call it the moderation analysis. So if we continue, we also have something else to note, that moderation is whereby the direct influence of an independent variable on dependent variable is altered. It is altered or it is changed because of a third variable, and that variable is what we are calling the moderator variable. So when the moderator variable comes in, it affects, it alters, it changes the relationship between the dependent and the independent variable. So another thing we have to note is that the moderator can influence the strength. It can influence the strength and sometimes the direction or the sign. The direction or the sign of the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. What we are saying is maybe the strength is 0.5, but when now you plug in the moderation variable, the moderator variable, the strength improves maybe to 0.7 or reduces to 0.2. It may also change the sign. Maybe we may have that the dependent variable has a positive effect on the independent variable has a positive effect on the dependent variable. But when we introduce the moderator variable, the sign changes. Now it becomes a negative. So it may influence the strength or may influence the direction on the sign of the relationship between the dependent and the independent variable. And then we can look at an example. So suppose we want to study how work stress affects job performance. We want to understand how work stress affects job performance. So however, we suspect that another variable called mental health influences or changes this relationship. So how do we go about it? So in this case, we have the work stress, which is our x variable, our independent variable. Then it affects job performance. Definitely we know that if someone has work stress, then the job performance will go down. But then there is also another variable called mental health. How does it influence the relationship between the work stress and job performance? So now, carrying out an analysis to see whether the mental health influences the relationship between the work stress and job performance, we shall be conducting what? We shall be conducting what we are calling the moderation analysis. So this one is a very good example. So we say if the mental health, you can say that if the mental health actually weakens or strengthens this relationship, then we can say that the moderator is significant, or we can say that there is some moderation effect. So that is generally what is moderation analysis. We have looked at the moderation analysis, we have defined it, and we also have looked at an example whereby the work stress is the independent variable, the job performance is the dependent. So now on the next video, we are going to look at the steps that we carry, or the process that we follow when carrying out the modulation analysis in Amos. So make sure to watch the next video. Thank you.